Good morning, everybody. Pastor Rick here, Broadman Baptist Church. This is the Broadman Word for January 5th, 2022. Today's title is Who Are You? And I want to continue with my theme from this past week or two in understanding God, understanding your role, understanding what our job is. And today, talking about who are you, seems like a simple enough question, but it's not just a name, and it's not just a place or a time. If you think about it, everywhere you go, you have a role and some expectations, maybe some responsibilities, and hopefully some benefits from whatever it is. If you're in your home, maybe you're the mother or the father or the brother or the sister or the children. There's definition. You understand what's required to do any of these things, and you understand what's expected and how to go about it. Same thing at work. You go to work and you have a title, but the title is just a label. The job has certain requirements and tasks and expectations and responsibilities and hopefully benefits. But you know who you are. You know how to do that. And the same is true wherever we go in society. We have roles and expectations, responsibilities, and hopefully benefits. So we really shouldn't expect that with our spirituality and our relationship with God, that it shouldn't be defined who we are, that it shouldn't carry with it responsibilities and roles, jobs, even expectations, and then also, of course, benefits. But the love of God is sort of an undefinable benefit in its scope, and of course, the ultimate reward of heaven is, just beyond what we could discuss in this video for sure. But anyway, many Christians define themselves as a Christian, and they've come to faith, they've professed Jesus Christ, they go to church, but they don't take the extra step of fulfillment. We all want to have fulfilled lives. We want to have peace and joy. We'd like to be happy. We'd like to know that we served God, or that God has approved what we're doing and we're helping the kingdom, and we're helping people come to know God. We all want those things. But we all have roles. It is a great big kingdom. There's a little over 8.5 billion people out there. And Christianity, believe it or not, is still the largest religion in the world. Hundreds of millions of people are Christians. It's a great big kingdom. And that's sort of an organization. Everybody has roles. Some overlap. Some may have the same job, just like at any company. But for us, it's critical because we need to have not just that bigger corporate relationship with Christianity, being part of a church. We have to have a very personal relationship with Jesus Christ. That got started when we came to faith, came to a profession of faith in Him. That's not it. Any friendship, any relationship you start has a beginning. Then it should grow, mature, and become other things, and become more important, more useful to you, and you more useful to the other person or people. It is a living thing that, if not attended to with intentionality and purposefulness, is going to fade away and perhaps even fail. Same thing with your relationship with Jesus Christ. If it is not attended to with intentionality and purposefulness, it's going to become less useful to you. Jesus will seem more distant. God will seem far away. You'll derive less benefits from the relationship, and ultimately you may even step away. God is always going to be where he has always been, on his throne. So it is going to be you that steps away if the relationship fails. How do we prevent this? How do we not go down that path? Well, the big answer is to understand the relationship, define it, know who you are in Christ, what your role is in the kingdom, what your function is, your mission. Yes, we are literally on a mission from God. And to then go about structurally, resolutely. Remember the last discussion we had about resolutions or being resolute? So resolute meant that you made structural changes to bring about the desired behaviors or situations that you wanted with the resolution. Only being resolute is going to actually accomplish the change. So we then need to be resolute about our relationship with Jesus Christ and make the structural changes in our lives that are going to bring about the kind of fulfillment, joy, peace, and closeness that we want, that is so necessary for us to have a useful, productive, living, growing relationship with Christ. And what we then have to do first is define who we are. We were all given a set of gifts, a skill set, if you will. We were all designed specifically for this time, this day. God knew there'd be a 2022. He knew you'd be alive. And so you were designed for this time. You were designed for this day. You were designed for ministry in his kingdom. But you need to find out what that is. So inventory your gifts. You know your personality traits. You've been around you for quite a while now. But you may not know how that applies to your spiritual relationship with Jesus or to the church. Defining what talents and gifts you have is a critical starting point. And then see what roles and responsibilities you can fulfill and take on by just simply naturally being who you are, for growing and fulfilling the role that you were given in the kingdom by using the gifts that you were given. And in so doing, feel closer and become closer to Jesus Christ, because you're doing the work of Christ. You're fulfilling the role that you were created for. That's going to produce a closeness. It's going to produce a trust as you see this play out in your life. It's going to produce a peace and a joy from that trust and faith. And then you're just generally going to be a happier, more effective, more fulfilled person in this world, able to affect change in the kingdom. Until you do that, you're just really leaving things up to happenstance. You're living sort of randomly, spiritually anyway, and not really fulfilling the role that you were intended to fulfill. So you don't ever truly know who you are, and there is a sense of lostness there. Even if you have great faith, there's a sense of lostness there. And God will always be somewhat of a mystery to you. There will be gaps in the relationship, things that you didn't get a chance to fill in because you never really knew who you were to God. So I want to encourage you to get into a devotional, get into a Bible study, get into our Wednesday nights, discover who it is you are, and then live it out. It doesn't require huge effort because you were designed for it, and you'll have God's Spirit and God's strength with you to help. If you don't ever start on that journey, I fear that you may not ever really receive the kind of blessings that you can receive. You'll never truly achieve the kind of peace and fulfillment that can make your time here on earth so much more productive and so much more enjoyable than perhaps it otherwise would be. Listen, brothers and sisters, find out who you are and then live it out. I love you. I will talk to you next time.